Emma's giggle bursts across the yard when a dusty golden puppy pokes his head through the broken fence. He winds tail sweeping dirt. The toddler claps, stepping closer. Her juice cup tips, but she doesn't notice. The puppy yips again, backing toward the gap, bright eyes begging her to follow. Mia folds laundry on the porch table, smiling at a peaceful afternoon. The gate latch rattles, but she assumes it's the wind. Emma crouches and whispers, "Hi, doggy." The pup licks her fingers, then trots toward the trees. Pausing to look back, ears perked, as if promising adventure. Emma totters after him. Dandelion. Fluff swirls. She wiggles through the gap. The puppy waits just beyond, guiding her first brave step outside the safe yard. Her tiny shoes catch on roots, yet he nudges her ankle for balance. She laughs and keeps going. She doesn't know the word, explore, yet her heart feels the thrill of it. Every rustle sounds like a story waiting to be told. She babbles to the dog about butterflies and pancakes, and he tilts his head like he understands every silly promise. Mia stacks the last shirt and finally glances up. Emma is gone. Emma. She drops the basket and searches the lawn. Only birds. Answer. Seeing the jagged opening, she sprints. Emma. Her cry slices the quiet neighborhood. Beyond the fence, Emma follows the puppy toward the looming trees. Sunlight turns his fur into gold ribbons. She reaches to pat him, but he steps ahead. Shadows cool the air. She hesitates, glancing back at the house. The puppy gives a soft bark that sounds like, "Trust me." She nods and toddles deeper. Mia bursts through the gap, breath ragged. She sees only ferns. She calls Ethan, our baby. Went into the woods with a stray puppy. Ethan starts the truck. Mia alerts neighbors. Fear pounds with every step as she races down the path. Mrs. Davis jogs up, gasping Mia. I saw them heading north. Mia grabs her arm. Show me, please, hurry. The older woman nods, guiding her through wet grass while dialing more neighbors. Phones buzz, and a small army starts moving, united by a mother's cry. Inside the shade, the puppy slows so Emma can keep pace. A squirrel darts, but he ignores it. Emma hears her mum faintly. Mummy, she stops. The dog nudges her hand, tail wagging, refusing to let fear grow. She presses a finger to her lips. She giggles, their secret sealed. Neighbors form search lines along the tree edge, shouting Emma's name. A dog walker releases her shepherd to track scent. Mia's voice grows hoarse. Each unanswered call tightens dread. Flashlights click. On even before dusk, beams dance across trunks, making long, jumpy shadows. Someone calls, "Clear this side." Another replies, "Check by the creek." The organized noise keeps panic from melting into chaos, but Mia's breath still shakes like a leaf. The puppy leads Emma down a slope past ferns taller than her. Sun flickers through leaves like camera flashes. Roots tangle, she stumbles. He circles. Back, letting her grip his scruff until she steadies. Tears shine, born from trust, not pain. Wind carries Mia's cry, faint now. Emma glances back, torn. The puppy whines, nose forward, asking for one more step. She exhales and follows. Ethan arrives, hugging Mia. We'll find her. Rangers are called. Flashlights and whistles handed out. The sun drifts toward late afternoon, shadows stretching. Ethan hands a map to a ranger. She's small, 2 feet tall, wearing a yellow dress. The ranger marks search rings. Dogs can cover that ground fast. Sir. Keep faith. Ethan swallows hard. She loves music. If she hears singing, she might come. The ranger nods, filing that detail away. In a small clearing, moss carpets the ground. A blue butterfly dances over clover. The dog stops for Emma to breathe. She crouches. The butterfly lands on his nose, and she squeals, pretty. He sneezes and nudges her toward a darker trail. Beside a crooked stump, Emma plops down. She pets the puppy's ears and giggles. Name you, Sonny. The pup barks approval, saying the name makes Emma feel less alone, like they've sealed a friendship. Contract no thorn can break. Mia reaches the first bend, heartbeat hammering. No footprints show. She yells again. The shepherd pulls its handler deeper. Emma's stomach growls. She shares a crushed cracker with Sonny. He eats gently. Good boy, she says. A jay shrieks nearby. She jumps. The puppy presses against her leg, calming her. She pats his head. Doggy stay, she commands. He sits, tail thumping. She giggles, feeling brave. Distant barks rise search dogs at work. Sonny tilts his head, measuring risk. He moves again, racing time. Emma pursues, dress snagging on undergrowth. He bites brambles aside. She laughs, back at the fence. Mia finds Emma's stuffed bunny. Tears spill. Ethan squeezes her shoulders. Keep moving. A neighbor hands them a walkie-talkie. Ahead, Sonny stops. At a ridge above a shallow stream. Golden light filters through leaves. Emma splashes in the water while he drinks. He then stares up the opposite bank where a faint path hides behind thorny vines. He barks twice. Urgent dot. Emma wipes her hands, accepting the quest. They cross slippery stones. She clutches his tail fluff like a rope. On the far side, vines scratch her arm. She hisses. Sonny licks the red line. She whispers, thank you, voice. Shaky but brave. Deeper shadows swallow them as the sun bleeds orange. Human voices fade behind layers of leaves. Sonny quickens, sensing both danger and destiny. Emma holds his fur, determined dot above them. The first star peeks through violet sky, indifferent yet witness to their journey. Crickets chirp a rhythm, urging Emma forward and warning Mia that night is closing fast at the edge of the trees. Mia's voice cracks into a prayer. Please, baby, answer me. Only rustling branches reply. The race between fear and hope has begun. If you feel connected to this story, please like, share, and let know your city or country below. Emma's foot lands on a damp fern. It springs back with a soft slap. Sonny trots ahead, ears flicking at every chirp. His paw prints mark a wet ribbon of soil winding deeper, guiding her like lights. Behind them, Mia's far-off cries fade, swallowed by layers of moss and thyme. Sonny pauses so she can catch up. Wait, doggy, Emma pants. He nudges her knee and she giggles, tiny shoes crunching needles. A robin flashes overhead. She waves. Birdie, go home. His tail sweeps, urging her onward. They reach thorny vines, blocking a fork. Sonny noses. A gap. Emma whispers, scary. He tugs her dress hem like a leash until she crawls through. Scratches stinging, but courage growing. The hidden trail smells of rain and mint. Sunbeams stripe the path gold. Emma hums Mia's lullaby, keeping fear away. Sonny glances back often, bright eyes promising safety. At the forest edge, search teams spread out. Ethan radios, head to the creek. Dogs bark, echoing through trunks. But Emma hears only her heart matching Sonny's padded steps. A crooked log bridge appears over a narrow creek chuckling beneath. Sonny touches the first mossy plank and barks. Emma peers at the drop, high. He presses against her, guiding her hand to his fur. Hold tight, she says. They step on. The log creaks. Halfway, a board splinters, water splashing. Emma shrieks, no. Sonny braces, keeping her upright until the plank settles. They inch off, hearts pounding. She collapses on moss, sobbing. He licks tears. Good boy, she whispers, hugging his neck. Mud flies from his tail, and she laughs through sniffles. Back on trail, neighbor Mr. Lee finds her juice cup under roots. Fresh, Mia's hope flares. Beams converge as they shout, Emma, puppy. Deep among ferns, Emma hears faint echoes. She wipes her face. Mama, only air answers. Sonny bumps her leg, nose forward. She trusts him more than fading voices. They climb a ridge. A snake slithers away. Eek, Sonny shields her. She whispers, hero. Storm clouds slide overhead. Thunder mutters. Sonny quickens, sensing rain. Her dress snags. He frees it gently. She pats him. Thanks. Rain begins. He guides her under a leaning cedar. She shares a snack bar. Yummy, she says while crumbs mix with soil. Drops drum. Searchers retreat for ponchos. Emma whispers, Sonny, where we go. He points toward a faint, overgrown trail. One bark, decision made. They leave shelter as rain eases. Deer bound across a meadow, but Sonny stays calm, leading her down the glowing path. The woods feel older. Every rustle a secret dot. By a fallen oak, they find a stone circle half buried. Wildflowers bloom inside. Emma kneels, pretty, Sonny. Digs beside it, revealing a rusted tin bowl. He whines, hungry, she asks. He pours again, exposing faded paw prints in the mud. Wine deepening, she pats the spot. We find food soon. His ears twitch toward distant sound. He turns toward darker trees, mission clear. She follows, lightning forks sky. Thunder cracks, rain sheets hide footprints. Mia slips but rises, shouting Emma's name. Ethan grips. Her arm, hold on. Sonny and Emma enter a grove where rain barely reaches. A grey tarp dangles high, a ghost of campers long gone. Emma touches it. He darts ahead. She totters after. In a fern carpet clearing sits an upturned milk crate, moss-coated. A frayed rope leash lies beside it. Sonny sniffs the rope and barks. Sharp and sad. Emma frowns. Yours. He whines, tail low. She picks up the rope and strokes his face. No more bad rope. Wind rattles leaves. A new sound rises, rushing water larger than the creek. Sonny nudges her toward it. More. Walking, she sighs but nods. Clutching rope like a promise. Trees thin, revealing a wide river. Charcoal under storm clouds. A broken footbridge spans it. Planks missing, rails gone. Sonny stares, turns to her, eyes blazing with purpose. She bites her lip. Okay. Together. Behind them, search dogs bark, faint but growing. Sonny huffs, time pressing. He steps onto the bridge, end boards groan. Emma follows, clutching rope and splintered rail. The river snarls below, but his steady stride lends courage. Halfway, a plank snaps under her heel. She squeals, rope slips. Sonny whirls, grabs her collar, hauling her onto a solid beam. She trembles, tears blend with rain. He licks her cheek. Safe, she whispers. They reach the far bank. Emma collapses in wet grass, sobbing fear and relief. Sunny stands guard, chest heaving. The river's roar masks human calls, leaving them alone with pounding hearts and an unseen goal still waiting. Thunder rolls overhead while one question hangs in the darkening air. Where is this brave puppy, truly leading the tiny girl? The rain lifts into mist while twilight stains the sky violet. Emma yawns, legs tired. Tired, she says. Sunny nudges her ankle, begging for one more step. Across the river, scattered flashlights blink like fireflies. Mia drops to ground, sobbing, "Emma, Mummy's here." The water's roar swallows the plea. A shepherd splashes into the current, handler shouting, "Track, Ranger, track." Ethan spots drifting planks and yells, "They crossed right there." The crew scrambles downstream to find a safe ford. On the far bank, Sunny guides Emma beside the rushing water until a rail tunnel looms, mouth dripping. Fear chills her skin. "Tunnel monsters," she whispers. Sunny answers with a bark, a pledge of protection. She straightens, gripping the rope like a knight's banner. Echoes of dripping water create applause as they enter the arch. Inside, the air smells of rust and dust. Halfway through, Emma slips on moss. Sunny braces beneath her, becoming a crutch. She pats his head, murmuring, "Best friend." A canine bark ricochets along the walls, proof that help still hunts them. At the exit, a lantern glows behind broken boards of a shed. Sunny growls, low and warning, sensing danger crouched in that light. Emma swallows and whispers, "We keep going." Hope still burns behind for Emma. Emma and Sunny step from the dripping tunnel into mist that softens every shadow. Weak moonlight rims the branches, and the forest smells of wet bark. Sunny sniffs, then trots uphill as if following a secret line of scent. Emma clutches the frayed rope and follows. Across the river, a lonely siren rises, wavers and fades. Emma shivers, cold, she whispers. Sunny nudges her knee, gentle but firm. She nods and trudges after him, shoes squelching on soaked leaves. A giant cedar appears. Low branches droop like a green roof. Sunny scratches soft earth, then curls. Emma presses against his warm side. Wind and distant flashlight glows vanish behind the needles. "Good boy," she murmurs, eyes drooping. Back home, Mia stands soaked. On the porch, Emma's empty swing creaks, and dread hardens her breath. She clutches the stuffed bunny, begging it to talk. Silence answers. Ethan runs up. "Rangers will be here in 10, he says. Mia chokes. 10 minutes feels like years. He hugs her. Thunder mumbles, ticking the night away. Neighbors arrive with flashlights. Mrs. Davis drapes a quilt around Mia. Mr. Lee spreads a map on the truck hood. "Grid search," he declares. A teen adds, "Rivers high." Ethan replies, "The puppy might have crossed with her." Deputy Hall radios, units, begin sweep. Child and dog prints near Ridge Trail. Mia grabs the mic. Play her lullaby. She always follows songs. Dispatcher answers, "Copy." In the Cedar Hollow, Emma hums that lullaby. Sunny's head rests on her lap. His tail thumps, each shaky. Note, fireflies glow like tiny lanterns. Mama sings, she whispers. Sunny whines in harmony. Downridge Ranger Flores and his bloodhound prow thick brush. Flores whistles the tunes sent over radio. The forest replies with frogs, but no child. He marks his map and moves on. At the command post, Mia presses play. The lullaby drifts into night. Volunteers hum along, battling the terrible silence. The song reaches Emma like a faint breeze. She sits up. Mama. Sonny lifts his head. Hope. Sparks. She tries to stand, but fatigue nails her knees. Sonny nudges. Her legs refuse. She snuggles closer and waits. Moonlight paints Sonny silver. Emma giggles. You glow, doggy. The laugh drifts through trees. Flores freezes. Heard. A child laugh. East slope. He whispers into radio and accelerates. Mia's speaker dies mid. The cut feels like a fist. She staggers. Ethan steadies her. Stay strong, he says. She needs your voice. Inside the cedar, Emma whimpers. Song gone. Sonny whines. She grips the rope and forces herself up. Find Mummy. He barks once. Together they step into whispering ferns. Fresh puppy prints shine in mud before rain erases them. Tracks confirmed, Flores reports. Drizzle returns. Urgency rising. Deputy Hall lifts a loudspeaker and sings the lullaby himself. Voice rough but clear. Officers join. The raw choir floats over miles of dark trees. Emma hears the chorus like bells. Many voices, she tells. Sonny, he tugs north. She follows, heart pounding with fragile hope. A branch snaps behind them. Emma squeals and hugs Sonny. A startled deer bolts away. Sonny licks her tears. She breathes again. Flores dims his flashlight and hums. A warm beam bobbles ahead of Emma. She freezes. Sonny steps between her and the light. Flores kneels. Emma, I'm Ben. I can help. Rain blurs his words. Sonny growls, but gentler. Ben sets his radio down. The lullaby plays quietly. Emma's lip trembles. Mama. Ben answers. She's searching right now. Let's bring you to her. His hand stays low, palm open. Static erupts. Ben, report. He whispers, child located, trust building. Thunder cracks. Sonny herds Emma back a step. Ben stays calm. Easy boy. Rain thickens, turning roots to ice. Ben knows moving them now is dangerous. He radios, holding until dawn. Request drone at first light. The sheriff approves. Mia hears the update and sobs. She's alive. Searchers cheer, exhaustion forgotten. Glow sticks sway like tiny suns. Ben writes a waterproof note. Child and dog resting, eyes on them. He stakes it beside the trail, so no rescuer misses the spot. Hours crawl. At 3 a.m, clouds break, revealing a bright half-moon. Its glow turns mist to silver smoke. From the meadow, a small drone rises, red belly light blinking. Thermal cameras sweep treetops, hunting one small heat beside another dot. Deep in undergrowth, Emma's warm spark clings to Sonny's larger glow. The drone locks on and sends coordinates to every radio. Ben's earpiece beeps confirmation. Mia squeezes Ethan's hand. They see her, she whispers. Around them, searchers grin, but terrain and darkness still rule. They must wait for grey light to move. Ben leans against the cedar, never dropping his gaze. He hums the lullaby, softer now, letting hope settle. Like dew. Sonny's ears flick once, then relax. Emma drifts into deeper sleep at base camp. Coffee brews over a propane flame. Officers refill batteries, mark wider routes, and tie bright ribbons to walking sticks. Mia writes Emma's name on every ribbon and stuffs them into her pockets. She'll see one and know we're close, she tells Ethan. He nods though. His eyes are red. A medic offers blankets. They accept, but keep standing, facing the tree line as if willpower alone can pull morning faster. Inside the woods, the storm finally gives way to a gentle breeze. Pine needles drip steady rhythms, like the forest keeping time. Ben listens for anything unnatural: boot steps, engine growls, but hears only owls trading questions. He whispers to Sonny, "Good job watching her." The puppy thumps his tail once, without rising. Emma stirs and murmurs, "Mummy coming soon." Ben smiles in the dark. He pictures dawn's first ray hitting that brave face and knows the moment will be worth every sleepless hour endured tonight. He checks his watch. Sunrise is less than 2 hours away now. For them. Ben's watch beeps for a .m. Rain slants through the cedar, drumming on his hood. He crouches beside Emma and Sonny, sheltering them while scanning the dark slope for lights. Emma stirs at thunder. "Mummy coming soon," Ben answers. Keeping his voice warm, she points to his flashlight. "Shiny, it scares bad things," he says. She shivers. Sonny stands, circles her, and presses close. A living blanket, radio static cracks. Ranger 1, copy, storm heavy. Visibility low. Nearest squad 200 yards south, dispatch says. Lightning rips a pine uphill, blazing a narrow game trail. Sonny noses Emma and starts toward it. Waiting invites cold, so Ben decides to move. "Can you walk if I hold your hand?" She nods. Ben whispers to the dog, leads slow. They leave the hollow. Mud grabs boots. Needles slide beneath, little shoes. Voices echo downhill, but die in rain. Ben radios, heading northeast on trail by lightning strike. Emma spots a green glow stick. Star, hope rises. Searchers are close. Mia farther downslope sings the lullaby through a megaphone. Volunteers join, but curtains of water swallow the song before it climbs. Emma hears only a hint. "Mama music," she breathes. Sonny's tail quickens. The path steepens. Ben lifts Emma piggyback so they keep pace. His beam lands on a fresh, oversized boot print. Someone else prowls. Another flash reveals an old fire tower ahead, stairs shaking in wind. Sonny heads for it, convinced safety waits above. Ben tells the radio, "Unknown prince near tower. Use caution. Units diverting," comes back. Emma whispers, "Bad guys." "Maybe, but we're smarter," he says. At the base, rotted boards litter the ground. Sonny whimpers, remembering cages. Emma pets him. No cage again. Wind whistles through the frame. A high perch could flag rescuers. They start climbing. Each step moans, but resolve outruns fear. Halfway, a plank snaps under the dog. Ben hauls him up. Emma clings tight. On the platform they crouch. Beams from search teams flicker like lighthouses. 2 rogue lights sweep near the river, moving against patrol patterns. Ben flashes his light 3 times. A distant cluster answers the code. Relief blooms dot below. Rough voices bark. Their boots pound up the stairs. Ben hides Emma and Sonny behind a rusted toolbox, then grips a broken beam. A man's silhouette appears. Ben swings. The intruder topples through rotten boards. His partner bolts as deputies' flashlights spill into the clearing. Hands up, echoes. Squad lights paint trees blue. Ben waves, child safe. Mia rushes forward, soaked and shaking. "Emma, Mummy," Emma cries. Sonny lets her pass, then wags. Medics escort them down ropes, while deputies cuff the fallen man. Cloud edges glow pink. Dawn finally pushes night away. Yet justice still waits deeper in the woods, and their journey is not over. A fresh blast of Wind bends the branches, needles rattle like bones, reminding Ben the forest still hides surprises. He lowers his headlamp to shield Emma's eyes, whispering, "Stay brave, kiddo. Fear isn't the boss tonight." Sonny sniffs, puddles, picking, tracks invisible to humans. His nose twitches left, right, then locks forward. The pup's confidence feels contagious. Even the cold rain seems less cruel when he leads. Behind them, Deputy Hall's bloodhound bays, the sound rising through fog like a ship's horn. Mia hears it and pushes harder, ignoring the cramp burning her calf. "Find my baby," she begs. The night at a ridge turn, Ben spots ribbon markers tied by volunteers earlier. One flaps loose, threatening to blow away. He reknots it, sure Emma will notice bright orange if she must pass again. Small signs save lives. Emma wiggles on his shoulders. "I see house lights," she asks. In truth, the glow is lightning crawling along distant clouds. "Almost," Ben answers, choosing hope over facts. They pause at a fallen log. Ben lowers Emma so she can stretch. Sonny curls beside her, sharing breath that fogs the air. Ben hands her a wrapped energy bar. She nibbles, passes half to the dog, then drinks from his canteen. "Tastes like sky," she says, smiling. Ben radios updates, but static swallows half his words. Still, he ends every transmission with "child stable." Saying the phrase strengthens him. Far off, engines start. National Guard Humvees join the search, their spotlights punching holes through rain. The forest, once silent, now pulses with organized life. Yet danger moves too. The rogue flashlights stop at the riverbank, then split, one heading toward old logging roads. Ben guesses they will circle uphill, hoping to intercept anyone escaping with evidence. Lightning brightens the tower again, etching its skeletal frame in white. Water drips from every rung. Ben checks each step with a hard stomp before trusting Emma's weight to it. When Sonny slips, Emma gasps, "Hold on, hero." Her small hands press into his fur until Ben rescues him. The dog licks her cheek, promise. Renewed at the top, night wind cuts like knives. Ben keeps Emma crouched, shielding her with his back. He scans with binoculars, counting teams by the pattern of their lights. He sees Mia's group by her pink raincoat glowing in another flash. The distance looks close, but terrain can turn yards into hours. Emma pulls a crayon from her pocket and scribbles circles on a damp map page Ben hands her. "These are hugs," she explains, placing one over their current spot, another over her mother's. Ben's throat tightens. Suddenly, a beam from below locks onto them. It flashes the rescue code, then holds steady. Over radio, a voice cheers, eyes on tower, hold position. Ben sighs. Then come the rough voices. He smells cigarette smoke even before he hears the curse words. The intruders never notice the deputies flanking behind until too late. The scuffle after Ben's swing is short. A deputy's taser clicks. The second man collapses. Growling ex-fight dogs slink into bushes, free but confused. A handler kneels, offering food, gentle words, and leashes threaded with kindness. Medics arrive. First light bleeds gold over the tower as deputies finish cuffing the intruders. Emma, wrapped in a blanket, watches Sonny sniff the air beyond the clearing. His hackles lift, tail stiff, nose pointing deeper into the woods. Ben notices and kneels. Beside him, "Did you find something else, boy?" he murmurs. Sonny gives a low yip, glances at Emma, then bounds toward an overgrown path lit by the rising dawn. Emma clutches her mother's hand. "Mummy, he wants us to follow." Mia hesitates, eyes swollen from the night. Deputy Hall nods. "Dogs don't lie, ma'am. He might lead us to evidence, or more victims." A medic checks Emma's pulse. She's stable, but exhausted. Emma tugs the blanket tighter. "I go with Sonny," she insists. Ben clips a spare leash to Sonny's collar, but the pup pulls as if every second matters. Hall radios headquarters. Unit Alpha tracking canine signal northeast of Fire Tower. Possible secondary site. The team: Ben, Mia, Ethan, Hall, 2 medics, and a veterinary officer moves out. Flashlights still on despite daylight. Rain has quieted to dripping leaves. Mist curls from the ground like ghosts retreating at sunrise. Sonny sets a fierce pace. Ferns slap legs, and the forest smells of wet iron. Emma rides piggyback on Ethan, fingers drumming panic on his shoulders. She whispers, "Hurry, Daddy, the other doggies are crying." Ben quickens after the pup. "You heard the boss," he jokes, but tension tightens every word. Soon they reach a slope choked with vine maple. Sonny squeezes through a tunnel in the brush. The adults hack branches aside, emerging onto a forgotten logging road, ruts filled with black water. At the far end squats a decaying cabin, sagging under moss-laden shingles. One shutter bangs lazily, sounding like a broken heartbeat. Hall mutters, "That place isn't on county maps." Sonny growls, fur bristling. He sprints to the warped door and scratches furiously, whining high and urgent. Emma wriggles down and runs after him despite protests. "Sonny, wait." Mia catches her at the steps. The smell hits them: urine rust, fear. The veterinary officer exhales sharply. We're at a holding shack. Ben tests the knob, locked. He shoulders the door. Wood crumbles inward. Sunlight pours into a single-room nightmare. Empty food tins, chewed leashes, and filthy blankets litter the floor. A flat battery lantern sits beside a blood-specked water bowl. Sonny darts to the center, barking at a rug screwed into the boards. He tugs a corner, revealing a metal ring. Ben kneels, fingers trembling. He lifts the trap door. A gasp ripples through the group. Below yawns a cellar lit by a single bulb wired to a car battery. Rows of crude cages line the dirt walls, each stuffed with gaunt dogs. Whimpers rise like prayers. Eyes glow, desperate yet hopeful. Emma cries, "Puppies." Sonny whines at one cage, pawing the wire. Inside, 3 smaller Goldens press against the bars, tails weakly wagging at their brother, returned a hero. Hall curses softly. Dogfighting stash. Ben descends the ladder. The air is sour, alive with pain. He unlatches the first cage. 2 beagles stumble out, ribs like knives. The vet follows, administering quick checks, calming words. Mia shields Emma's eyes. But Emma insists they need hugs. She kneels and strokes a trembling spaniel. Tears shine. It's okay now. Ethan radios the command post. "We located a mass holding facility. Request animal control. Crime scene. Back up immediately." Coordinates uploading. Above ground, deputies photograph every corner while medics unload blankets. Water, protein paste. Sonny stands guard by the trapdoor, tail swishing encouragement. Each freed dog noses him in gratitude before limping into daylight. One black pit. Mix refuses to leave, cowering. Sonny crawls inside the cage. presses flank to flank, and leads the dog out. The sight cracks every hardened heart present. Mia whispers, "He saved them all." Emma hugs Sonny's muddy neck. Best hero. Sirens swell in the distance, accompanied by tires crunching gravel. Reinforcements arrive, animal control vans, detectives, local reporters chasing the alarm. Detective Sloane interviews Ben. "How you find this?" Ben points at Sonny. "He did." Sloane bends to Emma. "Can you tell me what happened?" Emma nods solemnly. "Sonny showed me the bad house. We opened it." Sonny licks her cheek, and cameras click, framing a story worth more than 1,000 speeches. Hall escorts Emma and Sonny outside the scene tape. Reporters shout questions, flashes popping. Mia wraps arms around her daughter, shielding her until officials create buffer space. Ethan offers a quiet thanks to Hall. The vet tapes gauze on Sonny's scraped paw. He'll need rest, but no fractures. Emma kisses the bandage. "Brave badge," she whispers. Meanwhile, detectives drag evidence boxes, chains, muzzles, ledgers. Listing bets. Sloane addresses the cameras. "This rescue exposes a regional network. We will pursue every name." As dogs are loaded into vans, each whine slices the hush. Volunteers clap softly, promising love and home. Ben kneels by Emma. "Your friends saved more lives than most officers ever do." She smiles, exhausted, because love is strong. Mia wipes tears. "We're taking Sonny home, right?" The vet glances at Hall. Hall nods. "He's a material witness, but foster placement with you is approved." Emma cheers, lifting the leash like a trophy. Hall's radio crackles. "Copy, suspects apprehended near river. Files match betting ring. Return to base for debrief." Ben exhales, tension easing for the first time in 24 hours. Sonny gazes at the forest one last time, as if honoring the silent trees that guided him. A breeze stirs moss on the cabin roof, then stills. Dawn is full, no secrets left. In shadow, Emma yawns, leaning against Mia. "Home now." "Yes, honey," Mia answers, voice thin with relief. "Let's go home." They walk toward the waiting van. Behind them, deputies hammer a closed sign onto the cabin door. Nails bite. Wood with finality. Sonny looks back, eyes catching sunlight, and trots after his family. Tail finally rising high. The forest watches them leave. First light soaked the clearing, but Sonny's ears pinned forward at a faint, shaky whine no human had noticed. He padded past the animal control van, stopped by the cabin wall, and scratched hard. Mud flew. Ben felt his gut tighten. "You." "Here, another one, buddy," he asked. Sonny barked, sharp and worried. Emma, still wrapped in her blanket, hurried over. "Someone else is crying," she whispered. Detective Sloane frowned. "We swept the cellar." Sonny disagreed with every muscle. He dug under a broken wood stove, bolted to cracked planks. The stove shifted, revealing nails bent flat across a square outline. Sloane knelt, hidden hatch, crowbar. A deputy slid one over. With a wrench and squeal, the hatch popped, releasing a stench like old pennies and fear. Emma covered her. "Nose, smells bad." Mia pulled her back, but Ben shined his flashlight into a narrow shaft. Half a ladder clung to slick walls. Below, weak yelps rose again. Ben's voice dropped. "There's another room." The vet handed him a mask. "I'm coming," she said. Sloane nodded. "I'll stay topside." Ben descended, boots sliding, mud sucked at ankles. His beam found wire crates stacked like cruel shelves. Inside, tiny dogs shivered, eyes huge and glassy. Easy, babies, he soothed. The vet followed, clipping saline bags to her belt. Above, officers extended tarps to receive rescues. Sonny paced at the hatch, whining encouragement. Emma patted his neck. You saved them. Hall blocked onlookers. Back up. Give us room. Ben opened the front cage. A brindle terrier collapsed into his arms, no heavier than a school backpack. He passed her up. Mia wrapped the dog in her jacket. Hang on, sweetheart. Ethan carried boxes of towels from the van. Inside, Ben pushed deeper. Floor joists dripped brown water. He counted 10 cages per wall. Most dogs still breathed. 2 did not. He swallowed hard. Logging tag numbers allowed for the vet's recorder. She flushed wounds, placed tubes, whispered hope. In the corner, a chain rattled. A large German shepherd, belly round with pups, lay curled around a chewed blanket. She bared teeth, too weak to bark. Ben crouched low. I'm here to help. He offered a gloved hand. The shepherd smelled blood and flinched. Ben sang Emma's lullaby off-key. The dog's growl dropped to a whine. Above, Sonny heard the song and answered with a soft howl. Emma joined, humming. The sound floated down the shaft like warm air. The shepherd's ears twitched. Her head lifted. Ben unhooked the rusted chain and clipped on a nylon lead. Let's go meet the sun, he said. She rose, wobbling but willing. Joists creaked overhead. Sloane shouted, We've got 10 minutes before this floor folds. Move fast. The vet handed up 3 limp beagle pups, then climbed. Ben guided the shepherd toward the ladder. She couldn't climb. He scooped her front paws, braced her body, and shouted, Rope assist. Deputies dropped a loop. Ben slipped it under her chest. Pull, gentle. 2 officers hauled while Ben boosted from below. Wood snapped. Splinters rained. They cleared the edge as a section of floor collapsed, swallowing empty cages with a crash. Dust billowed topside. Emma coughed. Mia pressed a mask to her face. Deputies staggered back, eyes watering. Through haze, the shepherd stood trembling, then bowed to Sonny. He sniffed her muzzle and licked her ear. Emma reached out. Hi, Mama Dog. The shepherd nuzzled Emma's small hand. Medics worked triage lines. IVS dripped. Blankets warmed thin bodies. A reporter whispered to his camera. Hidden cellar discovered thanks to a heroic stray and a toddler's trust. Sloane's phone buzzed. Men in boots are singing to detectives downtown. We'll get every name. Hall slapped his shoulder. Good. Ben climbed out last, filthy and shaking. Emma ran over and hugged his leg. Thank you. He knelt. So their eyes were level. The dogs thanked you first. A sudden rumble echoed. The cabin tilted. Sloane yelled, Everyone clear. They pulled back as the roof sagged inward, beams snapping like firecrackers. Dust rose, but no screams followed. All souls were out. Ethan carried Emma away from the wreck. She looked back at the sinking structure. It's like a bad toy breaking. Mia kissed her forehead. And we won't play here again. Sun climbed higher, setting mist ablaze. Sirens faded as vans drove toward town. Each carried stories of pain, now shifting toward hope. Emma watched Sonny trot beside the pregnant shepherd, tails brushing. She needs a name, Emma said. Sonny barked as if volunteering. Mia smiled. What about Hope? The shepherd wagged weakly. Emma clapped. Hope and Sonny. Good team. The vet nodded. She'll deliver in safety now. Ben slumped onto a stump, breathing steam. Sloane handed him coffee. Not bad for a night's work. Ben eyed the rising sun. Night's over, but the fight just started. He pictured courtrooms, long paperwork, harder days, yet also saw wagging tails in warm homes. Worth it, Hall. Approached Emma. Would you like to ride with Hope and Sonny back to town? Emma's grin answered. She climbed into the van, sitting between the two dogs. Hope rested her head on Emma's lap. Sonny curled against her side. Emma stroked their fur, humming the lullaby. Mia and Ethan followed in their truck. Ben watched the convoy until dust settled. The forest was silent, stripped of its secret cries. Birdsong returned, timid but promising brighter stories for all tomorrow. Deputies posted a condemned sign. Property sees no entry. Ben radioed command. All animals extracted. Structure unsafe. We're rolling. Cheers crackled back as engines roared. Ben whispered a promise to the trees. No more cages here. He climbed into the last van. Through the rear window he saw Emma tilt her head onto Sonny's shoulder, finally closing her eyes. Hope's ears flicked, guarding them both. The road curved, and the ruined cabin vanished behind new light. The chapter of whimpers below the floorboards was ending, but the sound of healing paws had only begun. The convoy rumbled along when Emma suddenly cried, "Sonny, my bunny's still there." Ben saw Mia's worried stare in the mirror and knew they must turn back. Ben radioed, Unit 3 returning to the cabin for an item. Dispatch okayed. A van, a cruiser, and the vet's jeep spun around, tires slicing the wet gravel toward the condemned shack. Mist clung to ferns as they stopped. The roof sagged deeper. Ben parked back. "Quick in, quick out," he said. Emma jumped down, boots splashing. Sonny stayed glued to her side. Inside the ruins, ash floated like grey snow. Sunlight leaked through gaps, painting the floor in slanted stripes. A weak whimper drifted from below. Emma whispered, "Another puppy." The vet lifted caution tape and listened. The sound repeated, thin and scared. Ben pried loose boards near the collapsed hatch. Beneath broken joists, one last cage lay half buried. A spotted spaniel pup shivered inside. "Hang on, little one," Ben said. He handed Emma her bunny, found beside the crate, then used cutters to snip the twisted wire. The pup licked his knuckles, tail fluttering. Sonny watched, tail high, then pricked his ears toward the road. Far below, engines growled, gravel crunched. Two dark pickup trucks slid into the clearing, mud spraying. Doors slammed hard. Heavy boots hit puddles. Deep voices cursed the weather. Ben's stomach knotted. Trouble. He clicked his radio, but static spat back. The hillside blocked signal. He motioned everyone into the shadowed cellar recess that still stood. Emma hugged her bunny and the rescued spaniel. Sonny pressed against her knees, teeth bared but silent. Footsteps thudded on the porch remains. A gruff man barked, "Get the ledgers and burn the rest." Another snarled, "Hurry before those badge clowns return." Boards creaked overhead. Flashlights skimmed the dark, slicing dust like knives. The vet whispered, 2, maybe 3. Ben drew his service taser. "Stay quiet." He crouched at the ladder opening, counting shadows. Boots clomped across the weakened floor. Wood groaned. Nails shrieked. The men cursed again. One beam stabbed the cellar, catching the glint of Sonny's eyes. A voice snapped, Someone's still here. A large man swung the flashlight down. Emma froze, heartbeat roaring in her ears. Sonny growled, low and deadly. The man's face twisted. That's the mutt who cost us 10 grand. He stomped toward the hatch. Ben stepped into view. Police, drop that light and raise your hands. He fired the taser. Prongs hit the man's jacket but failed to penetrate the thick leather. The man howled and yanked the wires free. A second thug kicked a support beam, sending debris showering. Dust blinded Ben. Emma coughed. Sonny barked fury. The men laughed, boots pounding as they circled, trying to trap the officer below. You're alone, hero, one taunted. Ben wiped grit from his eyes. Not alone, he said. Sonny leaped up the ladder, surprising the nearest attacker. The pup's jaws clamped. On a sleeve, pulling the flashlight offline, the beam spun wild, flashing Emma's wide eyes. Get that dog, the thug yelled, swinging an arm. Sonny ducked, teeth flashing again. The man stumbled backward, boot heel punching through rotten flooring. He crashed onto his back with a crack of splintered boards. The second man lunged to grab Sonny, but the shepherd Hope, still sore yet fierce, charged from the jeep, teeth bared, protective instincts aflame. She slammed into his legs, knocking him sideways. Ben seized the moment, scrambled up, and cuffed the first thug's wrist to a fallen beam. Sirens wailed faintly in the distance, backup racing after losing contact. The free attacker bolted for the pickups, limping. Hope nipped his calf. He kicked at her, but slipped in slick mud. Ben chased, shouting, "Stop." The man hurled a metal can into shattered glass inside the cabin. Flame erupted as accelerant met embers, and smoke billowed. Emma screamed, "Fire!" She clutched the spaniel. Sonny herded her toward daylight. Ben tackled the fleeing thug just beyond the porch, pinning him till the vet looped cuffs. Flames licked window frames. The bound thug howled as smoke thickened. Ethan ran with blankets. Everyone out. He carried Emma clear while Sonny and Hope sprinted beside. Ben dashed back, dragging the first attacker from the cellar hole moments before a beam crashed. They reached the clearing as fire shot through the roof, crackling like angry thunder. Deputy cruisers skidded in. Officers poured out, weapons ready but targets already subdued. Cruiser clapped Ben's shoulder. Heard silence on radio, figured you needed friends. Ben nodded, lungs burning. They tried to erase evidence, he panted. Medics checked. Bruises. Emma stroked the spaniel, tears mixing with soot. Safe now, little buddy, she whispered. Sonny lay at her feet, chest heaving, eyes never leaving the shack as it burned. Mia hugged her daughter hard. You scared me again, she murmured. Emma answered, had to rescue the last puppy. Mia kissed her forehead. My brave girl. Fire crews arrived, but the cabin collapsed into embers. Smoke curled skyward, carrying the crime's last hiding place with it. Detective Sloane surveyed the scene. No ledgers left, but we have the men, he said. Ben watched flames reflect in Sonny's eyes. He stopped them twice, he said softly. Cruiser agreed. This dog needs a medal. Paramedics loaded the handcuffed men. One spat dirt, glaring at Sonny. The pup merely stared back, silent strength. Hope nuzzled Ben's hand, belly heavy. With pups, safe at last, Emma nestled between the two dogs and sighed. No more bad boots, she said. Ethan smiled, wiping soot from her cheeks. Never again. Ben finally regained radio signal. Code 4, scene secure, suspects in custody. Fire contained, he reported. Dispatcher replied, good work. Unit 3, bring everyone home. Courage filled the van. As the convoy rolled out a second time, the sun broke fully through smoke, painting the road in bright promise. Yet all aboard knew darkness might return, and courage would be needed again. The convoy finally reached town. Emma sat between Sonny and the spotted spaniel Pippin, while Hope sprawled on a blanket, belly tight with unborn pups. Smoke stains still darkened windows, but morning light broke clean across the windshield. Ben kept his focus on the road, voiced low into the radio. Unit 3 inbound, all rescues stable. A dispatcher replied, clinic staff standing by. Inside the van, Mia stroked Emma's hair. Almost there, sweet girl. Emma pressed her cheek to Pippin. He's still trembling. Ethan handed back a foiled blanket. Wrap him like a burrito. The pup relaxed, sighing out like a whistle, losing steam. Sirens escorted them to the animal hospital. Nurses rolled out carts and soft carriers. Ben opened the side door. Easy. Now a nurse reached for Pippin. The pup whimpered and burrowed deeper. Emma whispered, can he stay with me? The nurse nodded. For a minute. Hope was lifted onto a gurney. Emma walked beside, one hand on the rail. Sonny on the other side, acting like a furry guard. Warm. Antiseptic air met them. Machines beeped steady promises. A tech smiled at Emma. These machines fix hurt puppies fast. The vet checked Hope's vitals. Labor soon. She'll be okay. Hope licked Emma's fingers, confidence blooming. Hall arrived with bandaged forehead. Bad guys booked. No bail. Ben grinned. Good. Hall added, reporters want quotes. Ben shrugged. Dogs first. In an exam room, Pippin swallowed soft food from Emma's palm. The vet murmured, weight low but organs sound. Sonny paced the corridor until Emma emerged. She knelt and hugged him. We did it. He licked her tears away. Hope's contractions started early. Nurses prepped heat lamps. Emma kissed Hope's nose. Be brave. A tech guided Emma out. Mama needs quiet. The waiting room buzzed with reporters behind glass. Mia hugged Emma, hungry. Emma shook her head. I just want Hope. A siren outside announced more rescued dogs. Sonny gave a single deep bark and restless crates calmed. An orderly laughed, natural leader. Ben finally sipped cold. Coffee, need a month of sleep. Ethan chuckled, and pancakes. Television screens looped cabin fire footage. The caption read, Toddler and puppy expose cruelty ring. Emma frowned. No Sonny's name. Ben promised, we'll tell. Them. At last a nurse waved. Puppies arrived. Emma raced in. Hope lay tired but glowing, 5 tiny pups nursing. Emma gasped. They're like melted marshmallows. The vet nodded, all healthy. Sonny sniffed each baby, tail wagging like soft applause. Hope relaxed, trusting completely. Ben asked, names. Emma beamed. Brave, Lucky, Star, Clover, Tiny. Hope closed her eyes. Content, staff clapped quietly. Even reporters fell silent, hearts caught by the fragile scene. Hall wiped a tear. This is why we wear the badge. Ben whispered, courage lives in tiny hearts. Emma repeated, tiny hearts. A nurse returned Pippin, bandaged and fed. He licked Emma's cheek. Laughter rippled through the room, rinsing away the night. Mayor Collins hurried across the parking lot and shook Ben's hand. The council wants Sonny and Emma at City Hall tonight. Emma asked, "Do we need fancy clothes?" "Just your courage," the mayor said, smiling. Inside, nurses briefly placed Hope's pups in an incubator. Emma pressed her palm to the glass. "It's okay, Clover." The squeaks quieted. In the kitchen, volunteers flipped pancakes for weary rescuers. Ethan delivered a tower-dripping syrup. He passed a fork to Emma. "Refuel, hero," she giggled, and offered the first bite to Sonny. A teacher delivered colorful thank you cards from her class. Crayon paw prints danced across the paper, and Ben felt his tired eyes sting with grateful tears. He slipped one into his pocket safe. Hall radioed fresh intel, more properties tied to the ring. Officers assembled, fueled by hope instead of anger. Hall crouched and handed Emma a sticker. Honorary Deputy. She placed it on her dress with pride. A clinic worker asked Ethan, "Will you adopt Sonny when cleared?" Ethan looked at Mia, then Emma. Her grins sealed the answer. Paperwork began on the spot. Reporters filled the lobby. Ben addressed them. Heroes come on for pause and one brave heart. Cameras flashed. The line spread online within minutes. The clinic director announced a new fund, Sonny's Hope, already topping $5,000. Local shops pledged treats and supplies. Emma stepped onto a bench. "Please be kind to animals," she told the microphones. "They have brave hearts, too." Some reporters wiped tears. Hope and the pups were wheeled back. Sonny curled nearby, guardian turned nursery nurse. Emma watched until her eyelids drooped. Ben carried her to a quiet office. She murmured, "Wake me if a puppy opens its eyes." "Promise," he said, settling her on a cot. Sonny lay at the doorway, protecting dreams. Across town, church bells chimed 9 gentle notes, spreading the news of hope further than any siren could today. The mayor pinned a red ribbon to Sonny's collar. Cameras flashed as the dog tilted his head, puzzled but proud. Mia laughed. "He thinks it's food." Emma said, "It means he is brave." Sonny barked once. Ben stepped outside for air and called his mother. "I'm safe," he said, her relieved. Sob reminded him courage can worry loved ones. A volunteer taped a banner over the clinic door reading, "Thank you, Sonny." Pippin slept nearby, muzzle twitching. Emma kissed his head. "No more cages ever." Hall checked his watch. "Teams roll." "In 10, Ben nodded. "Finish the fight." Sun climbed, turning windows into mirrors. Hope breathed while her puppies snuggled close. "Safe and warm," Ethan whispered. "Feels like the first day of a kinder town." Mia squeezed his hand. Ben peeked into the office. Emma slept soundly, Sonny guarding like a golden sentinel. Ben closed the door and walked toward work, still waiting. Search teams gathered again after dusk, armed with fresh warrants, flood lamps, and every dog they had saved. From the clinic window, Emma watched red and blue lights weave toward the ridge. She hugged Sonny's neck. Hope slept nearby, pups quiet. Ben tightened body armor beside Ranger Flores in the command tent. "We raid 5 sites at once," the ranger said. "No gunfire unless fired upon." K9 handlers clipped leads. Deputy Hall adjusted his bandage. "Let's make the forest speak," he growled. At 2100 hours, engines rumbled uphill, headlights off, guided by hand signals and radio whispers. Rain began soft, then louder, drumming on hoods. The convoy halted 200 yards short of the compound, a larger shack hidden deeper than the first. Lantern glow revealed figures dragging crates. Ben's pulse hammered. Stage 1, go. 30 officers fanned out. Flood lamps snapped on, blasting white across corrugated walls. A guard dropped his cigarette. Sparks hissed. Sheriff's office, hands up. Hall shouted. Men in muddy boots grabbed chains, but the newly freed dogs, now honorary police, charged first. Sonny led them, coat shining under the beams. The semicircle of teeth froze the men. A lantern fell, flames licking spilled fuel, coughing smoke. Sirens howled, echoing through fir trunks. Officers surged, wrestling suspects. No shots fired. Those canine eyes beat bullets. Flores yanked a metal door. Inside, new cages lined the wall. Skinny hounds whimpered. "We got survivors," he yelled. Medics dashed with bolt cutters and blankets. One greyhound licked Flores's cheek, then limped outside to join Sonny. From town the rumble rolled like drums. Emma pressed her face to glass. "The woods are crying," she said. Mia answered, "They're singing victory." Back on the ridge, lightning forked, exposing betting slips, cash, syringes. Cameras clicked. Detective Sloan held evidence high. "Ringleaders caught," he announced. He pointed to Sonny, whose ears twitched. Thunder crashed, then silence. Rescued dogs, still waiting in vans, began to howl long, rising notes that merged with wind and rain. It was not grief. It was the roar of freedom. Trees shook. A deputy swept 2 puppies into a blanket. "You're safe," she whispered. Social media lit up. Sloan radioed headquarters. All locations secured, 0 casualties, 32 dogs recovered. Cheers filled every channel. In the clinic, Hope lifted her head, ears turning. She answered the chorus with a gentle rumble. Her pups twitched. Emma murmured, "They won." Mia kissed her temple. Yes. Ben, soaked and mud-splattered, knelt beside Sonny after the last suspect was cuffed. "Braver than brave," he said. Sonny nudged his chin, then stared at the smoldering shack where foam hissed over embers. "Governor Ramirez landed by helicopter. Our state owes gratitude," she declared. She pinned a silver posh-shaped medal on Sonny and handed another to Ben. He shook his head. "Give it to the girl," she nodded. "Emma receives hers tomorrow." Flores tapped Ben's shoulder. "Listen." The forest had grown calm. Only rain whispered. Deputies backed trailers to load freed animals. Volunteers sang softly while carrying crates, their voices weaving with the patter. Ben stood at the edge, flashlight slicing steam. He remembered the empty swing, the cedar hollow, the collapsed floor. He exhaled. A rookie returned, a waterproof folder. Inside lay Emma's crayon map, big circles labeled hugs. One circle overlapped tonight's raid. Ben smiled. "She predicted hope," he whispered. Midnight chimed on his watch. Radios confirmed final codes, and engines began descending toward town. Sonny walked beside Ben. Behind them, lamps dimmed and darkness reclaimed the clearing. But the trees' new cages were gone as the convoy curved. Along the wet road, a gust swept through the canopy, knocking loose thousands of raindrops. They cascaded like applause. The forest had roared, and its voice carried far beyond the ridge. Back at the clinic, Mia stepped outside, holding Emma's medal. She watched headlights crest the hill and felt the earth lighter. Ahead, a tired puppy sighed against the little girl's shoulder, both dreaming of dawn. Above them, shy stars peeked through a cleaner night. Dawn slid over the town in slow pink waves, touching every siren-kissed window of the animal hospital. Vans rolled to a halt, tires hissing on wet asphalt. Ben jumped out first, mud crusted on armor, but his eyes searched only for the small girl. Inside, orderlies opened the rear doors. Sonny limped forward on a canvas stretcher, leg wrapped in gauze that shone white against his golden coat. Emma scooted with him, gripping the sidebar like it was the last fence in the world. Easy now, a nurse urged, steering the stretcher under bright lights. Emma refused to let go. I'm staying, she declared, voice wrecked from worry. And long songs. The nurse nodded. No rulebook stood a chance against that love. Reporters swarmed the entrance, umbrellas bumping like nervous birds. Cameras clicked. One shouted, "Is that the rescue puppy?" Ben stepped between lenses and stretcher. "Back, please. Give them air." But the shutters never stopped. Inside, antiseptic warmth wrapped them. Vets in green scrubs lifted Sonny. To a padded table, Emma climbed a stool to keep her hand on his ear. Dr. Patel crouched so their faces met. "We need an X-ray. He'll be right here." Emma's lip quivered. "Promise." "Promise," the vet replied. Mia and Ethan hurried in, hair still smelling of smoke. Ethan scooped Emma onto his hip while the techs wheeled Sonny down the hall. She reached after him, fingers brushing empty air. "He needs me," Ethan whispered. "He'll hear your heart from here." Dr. Patel returned with digital images. A small fracture, clean line. "With a plate, he'll run again," she said. Emma's shoulders sagged, half relief, half fear. "Can I see him?" The vet smiled. "Yes, brave girl. In recovery." Sonny lay beneath soft blankets, eyelids fluttering. Machines beeped a slow lullaby. Emma stroked his muzzle. "You were scared too," she whispered. Sonny's tail tapped a faint answer. Outside, microphones aimed at Ben. "Officer, how many dogs were saved?" "Over 50, he said, throat thick. "Because of one little girl and one determined puppy." Governor Ramirez arrived, coat gleaming. She knelt beside Emma. "May I sit?" Emma nodded. The governor set a silver medal on the blanket. "For courage," she said. Emma placed it by Sonny's paw. He earned it first. Donations poured in. A bakery promised biscuits forever. Mid-morning, a judge issued emergency custody papers. Sonny could heal at Emma's home. Mia signed. With steady hands, tears spotting the ink, volunteers guided rescued dogs to new caregivers. Hope's pups rested under heat lamps. Emma hummed their lullaby. The pups squeaked, memorizing the tune born in darkness. Back in Sonny's room, Dr. Patel prepared for surgery. Emma feared the bright tools. "Will he hurt?" "He'll sleep through it," Patel assured. Emma kissed Sonny's forehead. "Come, back." Ben waited outside. Hall joined, sling snug. "We chase crooks for years, then a toddler does the saving." Ben half smiled. "Heroes are measured in heartbeats, not height." A red light blinked on. Time thickened. Emma paced, Bunny clutched. Mia knelt. "Breathe," she whispered. They inhaled, exhaled, counting raindrops. At last, the light switched off. Dr. Patel emerged. Plate installed. He'll limp for weeks, but fetch remains in his future. Cheers skipped down the corridor. Emma slipped inside, steps careful. Sonny dozed, leg wrapped like new ribbon. She whispered, "You did it." His tail thumped once. Reporters begged for comment. What message about kindness? A young woman asked. Ben pointed at Sonny. "Shine a light under broken boards. Someone beneath is praying you will." The quote sprinted across television crawls. Donations crossed 10,000 by noon. Phones rang non-stop. Ethan stepped outside, and met a mail carrier delivering a box marked ribbons. Inside were orange strips like the ones that guided Emma. A note read, "Safe paths for all children." Governor Ramirez held a briefing. "We will strengthen cruelty laws immediately," she said. Cameras captured Emma holding Sonny's paw. By afternoon, sun shafts pierced blinds, painting gold stripes. Emma helped Sonny onto a rug. Every step wobbled, but pride lifted him. Staff formed a corridor, clapping soft. He reached the end, bumped her knee, and sat proud. Mia recorded. Overnight, the clip reached 1 million views. Comments called Sonny Golden Guardian. That afternoon, a yellow school bus stopped outside the clinic. 5th graders filed out, each gripping a handmade card. Their teacher led them to the window where Sonny rested. They pressed drawings against the glass. In capes, hearts bursting around brave paws. Emma waved shyly. One boy hoisted a poster reading, "Heroes have tails." Nurses wiped tears. Sonny lifted his head and barked once, tail-thumping blankets. The kids erupted, bright cheers rolling down the corridor like sunlight. Local radio interrupted pop songs to air a live chat with Mia. She said, "When you see pain, don't look away. Small voices can roar." Callers flooded lines, pledging help. A mechanic offered free van repairs for shelters. A florist promised bouquets for every adoption day. Even the diner announced a Sonny special pancake stack. Proceeds to rescue. Funds. The town's heartbeats synced with monitor beeps, turning care into shared rhythm. Evening settled, violet. Emma curled beside the crate. She whispered, "We'll run by the creek, teach puppies to dig good holes." Sonny's eyes half opened, memorizing the plan. Ben, Hall, and Flores finished paperwork. Flores said, "I still hear the forest." Ben replied, "Tonight it's quiet because someone listened." Before lights dimmed, Dr. Patel checked vitals. "Strong," she told Mia, "a fighter." Mia brushed Emma's brow. They saved each other. In the hall hung a lantern built from cabin wood, bulb glowing warm. Patience touched it for courage. Near midnight, Emma felt Sonny's heartbeat steady. Moonlight painted silver boards on tile. Somewhere in distant woods, rain tapped leaves, but no cages creaked. Only owls called, free and ancient. Outside, the world kept listening, hearts propped open by a puppy who taught them to look under every fallen board until love shone. Through, you said, continue to next chapter, and with exact word count. No mistake is acceptable. The day began with clear skies, but the town's shared heartbeat thundered louder than traffic. Morning sunlight spilled across the animal hospital parking lot, painting gold stripes on wet pavement. Television vans idled at the curb, antennas raised like metal trees. Reporters murmured rehearsed lines while cameramen checked focus. Everyone waited for the doors to open and for the dog who would change their town to appear. Inside, Emma straightened the ribbon on Sonny's cast. "Ready? Hero?" she asked. The golden pup thumped his tail. Dr. Patel lifted a warning finger. "Keep him walking slow." Emma nodded, squeezing furry toes poking from gauze. Mia brushed Emma's hair. Big day. Ethan secured the honorary deputy badge to her jacket. Emma whispered, "Sonny can't hear me through the doors." Ethan smiled. "He feels you." Ben peeked down the hall. "Crowds bigger than last night," Hall said. Flores added, "They brought donuts." Laughter eased nerves. A nurse wheeled Hope and her nursing pups toward a quiet ward, waving good luck. "Be brave, Hope." A tiny pup squeaked farewell. The lobby doors slid open. A hush rippled outside. Emma held Sonny's leash. Step by careful step, they crossed the threshold. Cameras erupted. Flashbulbs popped like popcorn. Sonny's ears flicked, but he stayed beside his girl. Mayor Collins raised a hand. "Welcome, citizens. Today we honor courage shown by the smallest among us." She guided Emma and Sonny onto a low stage trimmed with blue ribbons and hay bales. Reporters jotted notes. Children perched on their parents' shoulders. From the front row, rescued dogs in fresh collars wagged wildly. Volunteers steadied them. Smiles bright under morning glare. The mayor unfurled a banner. Scouts law-protecting voices that can't speak. Gasps spread. Emma looked puzzled. "Scout," she said softly. The mayor knelt. "Heroes earn hero names." She pinned a shiny tag to Sonny's collar. The letters read, Scout. Emma tried the new word, Scout. The dog barked once, claiming it. Applause thundered. Treat bags sailed toward the stage. Scout sniffed the air, overwhelmed by smells of bacon and peanut butter. Emma giggled, feeding him one bite. Dr. Patel called moderation. Governor Ramirez stepped up. "Our state will mirror this ordinance. Cruelty rings will face harsher sentences, and whistleblowers will be protected." She signed a ceremonial document, pen scratching history onto the page. Ben exhaled, feeling months of frustration ease. Deputy Hall rolled a poster showing court dates for the arrested men. "Justice begins next week." The crowd booed at the mugshots, then cheered when Hall added, "Bail denied." A choir of elementary students gathered behind the stage. Their teacher counted them in. Voices rose in a gentle song about kindness. Emma swayed, clutching Scout's fur. He leaned against her leg, steady as stone. Food trucks circled the park, giving free meals labeled Scout Special. The diner chef handed Ethan a foil plate stacked with heart-shaped pancakes. "For the family who saved ours," he said. Mia shook hands with donors. One tech company gifted a drone for future searches. A carpenter pledged new playground swings. A local artist painted Scout's portrait live, brush dancing across canvas. Curious kids gasped as golden fur bloomed in strokes of light. At noon, church bells rang. The crowd fell silent while Pastor Lewis offered a blessing for all rescued creatures. Even reporters bowed heads. Wind carried the scent of pine and promise. Court clerks distributed orange ribbons like the ones tied on the rescue trail. Emma's stomach growled. Mia laughed. Time for lunch. They stepped from the stage. Cameras captured the march of happiness. Near the fountain, Dr. Patel examined Scout's gait. Weight evenly placed. Good progress. Emma whispered, "Thanks for fixing him." The vet replied, "He fixed us, too." She pointed to a jar overflowing with clinic donations. Hall joined Ben on a bench. Hall muttered, "Town, finally." Listened. Ben nodded. May it never forget. A pickup arrived, loaded with fresh dog beds. Volunteers unloaded while a marching band assembled. Brass instruments gleamed. The director lifted a baton. Drums rolled, trumpets soared. Music, braided with laughter until clouds drifted aside, revealing sun as bright as Scout's coat. Afternoon shadows lengthened. Families left with new pets. Each departure sparked cheers. Emma thanked strangers for choosing kindness. Scout wagged goodbye to every dog, nose touching crates like blessing each journey. The mayor returned, handing Emma an envelope. College. Fund starter, courtesy of grateful neighbors. Mia smiled, tucking the gift away. News alerts pinged phones. Donations exceeded 50,000. The governor pledged matching funds statewide. Social media trended #Scout law. As twilight neared, lights flicked on around the square. Emma guided Scout to a quiet patch of grass. He sank with a grunt. She sat beside him, hand on warm fur. "Good day, Scout," she whispered. He sighed. Happy, Mia spread a blanket. Ethan unpacked sandwiches. Ben joined, bringing cocoa. They ate under paper lanterns. Fireflies rose, tiny sparks echoing ribbon flames. A guitarist strummed Emma's lullaby. She hummed, gaze drifting to courthouse steps bathed in soft light. Tomorrow the men in boots would face their own dawn. She said the new name again, testing. Each letter, Scout. The dog's tail thudded. She kissed his nose. My brave Scout. The town clock chimed 8. Nurses from the clinic arrived with a small wagon lined in pillows. Scout climbed aboard without protest. Emma held the handle, walking slow. People parted, whispering thanks. Lamps glowed like gentle stars, guiding them home. Outside the hospital, Dr. Patel waited. Hero needs rest. Emma parked the wagon. "See you in the morning." "First thing," the vet promised. Emma hugged Scout. "Night, Scout," he licked her chin, eyelids heavy but trusting. Vets wheeled him inside. Emma watched until doors closed, then whispered the word she'd mastered, "Scout." It floated into the warm night, a promise carried on every listening heart. Morning mist lingered around the animal hospital when Emma hurried inside with her parents. She carried a tiny orange ribbon and wore the deputy badge like a silver sunrise on her sweater. "It's brace-off day," she whispered, skipping to recovery. Scout heard her voice and rose, one blue brace hugging his leg. His tail thumped the crate bars in a drum roll. Dr. Patel greeted them, stethoscope swinging. "Ready, champ." Scout licked her glove. The vet snipped Velcro, studied the scar, and smiled. "Short walks only, but the meadow fair is safe." Emma beamed Mia signed release papers while Ethan packed medicine. Hope and her pups were loaded into a balloon-bright van marked "Paws Forward, Faradopt." Love today. Volunteers tapped windows and cheered. At the park, Ben and Deputy Hall finished stringing orange ribbons along every path. A sign promised free dog kisses. The convoy rolled from the hospital at 10. Emma sat beside Scout on a hay-lined trailer, umbrella painted with gold paw prints. Shading them both, neighbors waved. A baker handed her a heart-shaped donut. She broke off a corner for Scout, sugar dusting his nose and making the crowd laugh. Mayor Collins lifted a microphone at the gate. "Welcome, our heroes." Applause rose like wings. Scout stepped onto fresh straw, placing his first free paw on soft earth. Emma squeezed his leash, chest bursting with pride. Rescued dogs formed 2 living aisles. As Scout passed, each touched noses with him. Some whimpered, others wagged wild, invisible music threading through second-chance hearts. Governor Ramirez unveiled Scout's law, doubling penalties for cruelty rings. Cameras flashed. Emma spoke into a quivering mic. "Animals talk with hearts, so please listen." Cheers echoed beneath oaks. Hope's parade followed. Brave trotted to a firefighter. Star curled in a teacher's arms. Lucky licked the baker. Clover climbed onto a librarian, and Tiny disappeared inside Ben's jacket. Hope watched calmly, tail sweeping grass. A brass band swung Emma's lullaby into bright tempo. Children in paper dog ears danced, ribbons swirling. Food stalls served hero cake shaped like paws. Donation buckets filled. Someone shouted, 50,000 raised. Dr. Patel checked Scout's gate on a grassy lane. Wait, even, she told Mia. Emma held a portrait just sketched by a booth artist. Her smile and Scout's bright eyes in swift charcoal strokes. At noon, volunteers led families along a new trail beyond the fair. The same creek rushed below, but a sturdy bridge now spanned it, rails painted orange. Emma hesitated, remembering the old broken plank. Scout stepped onto the first board and looked back. She inhaled courage, followed, and the boards held firm. On the far bank they planted a cedar sapling. Its tag read, "For every lost voice, a new song." Kites shaped like dogs sailed overhead. A drone streamed the spiral of walking paths to screens near the bandstand, revealing all routes leading toward a statue of a child and a dog facing dawn. Afternoon warmed. Hall raffled prizes. A mechanic won a year of vet care and shouted, "Bless you, Scout." Ethan poured lemonade. Mia distributed adoption kits. Emma delivered thank you cards, taped with bright crayon hearts. Governor Ramirez presented a gold medallion. "State Medal of Compassion," she announced, fastening it over. Scout's tag. Emma pressed her ribbon to the box lid. "He'll share with every stray," she vowed. Sun dipped, coloring clouds peach. Empty crates proved every dog found a home. Trucks rolled toward the shelter's new wing, funded by the day's gifts. Fairy lights flickered on. Fireflies answered. Emma and Scout rested beneath them. Mia handed over a scrapbook titled New Trails. First pages showed the broken fence and forest shadows. Last pages waited blank. Emma slipped an orange ribbon there. Ben, tiny puppy, snug in his hoodie, sat beside them. "How's the hero?" Emma grinned, ready for home. Across the park, lanterns floated skyward, carrying townsfolk promises. As lights dimmed, cars rolled out. Flores strummed soft guitar. Remaining volunteers packed tables. Ethan reversed the trailer to the gate. Scout climbed aboard under Dr. Patel's watchful eye. Emma sat beside him, blanket over their legs, and watched the cedar sapling glow in lantern light. The ride home was quiet. Street lamps slipped past like fireflies. A white gate with a brass plate reading Scout's Path waited where the broken fence once gaped. Ethan set Scout on cool grass. He sniffed each blade, then settled on the porch beside a new bed. Inside, bowls shone with engraved names. Hope padded. In, circled, and sighed onto a rug. Emma placed the scrapbook near Scout's medal box. "Safe," she whispered. Scout laid his head on her foot, eyes half closed. Night deepened. Stars peered through curtains. Mia tucked Emma into bed. "Big day," she said. "Big love," Emma replied, eyelids heavy. Did this story touch your heart? Give it a thumbs up, share it around, and drop your location in the comments.